Everyone, welcome to another edition of Independent Artists Unite song series. Tonight, we're welcoming back Chris from Popclaw to talk about Popclaw's new single, Liar. Welcome, Chris.
Thanks for having us back.
You know, the subject of your guys' songs are always kind of hitting me at a certain time and place. So liar is meaning a lot to me right now. What does it mean for you guys? Where did it come from you guys?
Well, it's a bit for me. It started in 2020 when um, my mate Simon, who I was I've been in bands with him before.
Hmm.
I asked him, he's better at lyrics than me. So I had to type. I just with demos, I always like name them so I don't forget them. So I called it Liar for no real reason.
Okay.
And he sent me back the lyrics and themed it around that whole one word. And he said to me, because I asked him, I had little bits in it, but not as much as he did. But basically, he said it's just about it could be about people you work with, stuff. It doesn't have to be political, but it could be that as well. It's in anything in
Hmm.
life where people just sort of they're lying, but it's sort of before they lie to you. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's basically what he
Yeah.
told me. So
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's not so specific that it can only be one thing actually, which is I always like with songs where you can the listener can fill in their own experience with a liar in their
oh
lives.
yeah, totally, yeah. That's
So this
it could be
so
anything, couldn't it?
your partner in crime, Dan, didn't have much to do with this one, or did he contribute to the music? Oh well, he
He,
recorded it, of course, but he didn't write the
yeah,
lyrics.
no, it was probably the only song he hasn't done the lyrics to. Um, he just did the vocals. We did quite a few different takes. He did different vocal sort of styles, and eventually, well, actually, there's two mixed on there. The original is in the chorus where he's going quite high up in his sort of range,
Mm.
and he's got the second one he did, which he was more comfortable doing. So I sort of cut the verses, but I've kept the chorus sort of them both side by side. I think that quite a good effect,
Yeah, yeah.
make it sound quite big, and also a little bit has a bit of variation as well to the track.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know I said this last time, but my hat's off to you guys to like, that this really sounds like a live band, it's like just kind of I suppose techniques like that, like it gives it enough kind of wrangle jangle so that it sounds like a live
Yeah,
it sounds like a live band. Um and yeah, that's really cool because I personally find that very hard to do. I mean, it's I kind of started doing off that trying to do that I guess when I
yeah,
first was recording by myself, and then I just said no. I just went completely in kind of a synth pop direction because it was everything was sounding so manufactured anyway. I figured I might as well go totally in the other direction.
I was going to ask you actually, like, how do you how do you start your sort of demos? Do you just what do you start with? Sort of.
Well, I actually, believe it or not, I do everything in GarageBand on my iPhone, and this is
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's something I fell into, because of having three small kids, really, and
Mm.
I really didn't have any time where I could be at a studio or anything, so I started recording these ideas on GarageBand, and I would send them to my guitar player that I used to collaborate with, but now he's just became too busy. But but then another friend of mine heard me. I was doing this for a couple of years. He's like, you could release these songs, just like they are. They're you're like getting. I was getting good at making GarageBand sound as good as it can sound. And then
Yeah,
but now I basically do demo them on GarageBand, and then I send the tracks to James K. Ultra, Pain in the Ass, and he really is producing all my stuff. He says he mixes and masters it, but he really is producing it in my view, because he really takes all the tracks, and some of them he replaces, and some of them he just kind of does all these tricks to make them much bigger sounding, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, so it's kind of unusual, but I really am happy with how things are sounding. So, you know, why change it? Why change the method?
yeah. I mean, that's like the beauty of modern technology now, that you can just do stuff in your bedroom
I
or
know, it's
wherever, and
so
then send
insane.
it off. And
It's so insane.
yeah,
It's so insane.
yeah.
Well, how do you what do you guys like? For instance, let's go through the progression with Liar. So this was actually a song written with a in an old band, or was it just an old bandmate that Simon was?
Uh, no, the riff. It's never really been. I did a version once with a band, the riff, but never like properly. I had the riff in when I was at uni. I did it. I just came up with that beginning bit,
Hmm.
and then sort of didn't do much with it, and then eventually developed the rest of the idea. So it's probably about 13, 14 years old now, the music.
Wow.
Um, so yeah, it's been not good, been nice, sort of one of those things just keep going back to.
Hmm.
And it wasn't until Dan did his part, it's not it wasn't a proper song. So it's been nice to hear it develop. So I've got different variations on that of the years I've had it. So it's nice to hear it finally as a song.
Yeah.
That's quite cool.
And
That journey, you know.
how much back and forth do you and Dan do? We're talking about Dan, the vocalist, and he also is playing guitar too on it, right? Or mostly vocals? Or is he playing bass?
No, he's just doing vocals on that one.
He's just doing vocals. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, he never did it. No, this just the vocals on that
yeah,
one. But obviously, he likes to. What I like about him is he likes to layer everything, so there isn't just like one vocal track. There's on that one. There's probably about six, maybe eight
mm,
uh, different parts of it. So I quite like that about him. I like to layer up stuff anyway to make it
mhm,
sound like you said, big, and try and make it sound more. That's where that bit of depth to it.
yeah, yeah,
So that's all we did on that on the track. But we do back and forth quite a bit on all the stuff we've done. So it's still very collaborative, you know.
yeah. So is he? I mean, but like when he sent you the vocals, um, is he sending you like kind of like a demo version where he's got all six of these vocals all together? Like I'm thinking something like this, and then he sends them to you separately, and you mix it from there.
Yeah, no, yeah. Normally he just bounces down what he's done on top of it and says, "Do you like it?"
Hmm.
And then obviously, well, most of the time is yeah. We don't generally
Yeah.
disagree or anything yet. But yeah, generally just he bounces and generally go, yeah, okay, and then send me the rest of the files, and then he sends me like a load of tracks and that, and I just mix them all together. That works when he does guitar as well on certain bits as well. So other tracks and bass and vocals and everything. So yeah, it's whatever he does, he normally sends me like a what he's done, and say what you think about this, and then we go from there really.
Yeah. And we were talking a bit. We tried to shoot this episode a few days ago when I was in another location. Didn't have a good Wi-Fi. But tell the story, because you guys have famously never met, even though you only live an hour away. And then recently, you were saying he was actually in your town, and still you didn't meet. So how tell us about that?
Yeah, what a bastard. Yeah, he just messaged me like saying I wasn't actually in the town, so to be fair to him, he didn't let me know until
Hmm.
literally he'd left. He was actually in my town. I don't know what he was here for. Oh, he said a car. He was in a car for some reason. And I was like, oh, you're in my town, Maidstone. And I said, why didn't you like? He sort of didn't say anything about that. Just sort of casually left it, and I was like, oh, okay, so we could have actually have met up, you know. But maybe he didn't like the town I live in. I don't know. So
It's not, it's almost conspicuous now. I'm not sure you guys should ever actually meet in
no, I
person
think that's
because
like a USP, isn't it? You know, if we meet up, maybe it'll just fizzle out. I don't
the
know.
magic will be lost.
Yeah, that's what
You
keeps it
know,
going.
it's interesting because, I'm in the USA right now. And I had a little bit of that, with James K. Ultra too, because he's in Virginia and we're kind of like, well, I could go here, I could take a train here, I could take a bus here. But then it's like, faced with it all, there is a little apprehension like, hmm, maybe we shouldn't do this, Maybe maybe it's meant to be a strictly digital relationship. Oh
I mean,
yeah,
to be
yeah.
honest, I think our first meeting will be with my two kids and probably his as well. So it'll be like a whole family affair first, and then probably second or third, maybe we'll actually get a guitar out and
Oh
actually
yeah,
start,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Do you
doing it.
guys
But
have
yeah,
kids that
we'll
are
have to
around the
see.
same age?
Yeah, my youngest is a few months older than his daughter. My eldest is 5 next month, so yeah, a bit of a gap, but still young kids, you know. So
Yeah.
mm,
Well, my hat's off to you guys for like making music at all with young kids. It's tough. I
yeah, isn't
suppose
it?
you
It
guys
is.
have very understanding wives.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what his missus thinks, but yeah, mine thinks I'm just doing this like little silly little thing, you know. I'm pretending to still try to be a rock star, but not going to happen. But I still dream.
And what what do you guys do for, I mean, because I know a lot of musicians um watch this show, probably most of who watches it. What do you guys do with promotion, or what's your philosophy behind that sort of thing with streaming and everything like that?
Um, I mean, I do all that social media stuff.
Yeah.
Not very well, to be fair. I we just both we have one agreement. I think for us, it's a bit cheesy, but it's just we like what we do, making the music,
Mm,
developing ideas, and that's enough for us.
mm,
Obviously, I want people to. Obviously, any musician wants their stuff to be heard, but
yeah.
it becomes a bit more. I think as I get older, become more realistic and think, well, if only a
Mm,
small number of people, which is what we have, like it, that's good enough for me. And through doing Popclaw, we collaborated with a few different bands and artists anyway, so that's been cool as well. And that's enough for us, you know. The social media thing for me is just a bit of a minefield. I
yeah.
never understand how sometimes, I'm constantly Googling things, and then sometimes I think, oh, well, I'm bothering. Might as well just if I enjoy it. That's the main thing, you know.
Yeah. What, and I saw you guys are you're on Threads, right? I think I saw a Threads quote from you.
Yeah, yeah, on
Is that
Threads, yeah.
anything, or what is that? I don't even understand that.
It's just the rival to Twitter or X, isn't
The
it? That's
Twitter,
all I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And then do you do Twitter or X also?
no, not
No,
anymore.
no.
No,
Yeah.
I find there's like too many to keep
Yeah.
up with. So I try and
I know.
keep it quite small.
I just really focus on Instagram. Probably that's, I don't know if that's smart or not, but yeah, because people were telling me, oh, Reddit, do this Reddit
I
and
read it. Yeah,
subreddit, this and that. And I got first of all, I did try it once, but all of my posts got, um, taken down because I wasn't
I
following
read
the
it.
rules. They got rules about promoting yourself. I'm like, come on, what the hell is this?
I don't really.
Who are we
Actually,
kidding?
to be fair, Dan is on Reddit. I think not as the band, just as himself. He's in
Oh
like
yeah,
loads of different music groups and that. I don't really understand any of it. Um, I I think it's just
yeah.
like
I guess a
look,
lot of the groups you can only self promote on certain days or something like that, and they mostly want to get like a conversation going about music. So
all right.
that was too much for me. It was too much for me, so I retired from Reddit.
I think sometimes better to just be on one, isn't it? One or two, rather than like five or six. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
just
But do you
yeah,
guys
switch to.
submit to playlists or anything like that?
Yeah, I do a bit on for us daily playlists. I do
Daily
that one.
playlists? Yeah, I do
Yeah,
that
that's for
one too. Yeah.
Spotify. Dan was actually talking about the other day. Is it Groover? Is it Groover?
No,
Something like that. It was.
I'm not too hip on that. I've done SoundPlate and I've done daily playlists.
Yeah, I know. I'm done SoundCloud.
Because I started the Independent Artists Unite playlist on SoundPlate.
Oh
James
right, yeah.
K. Ultra told me about that. And then if you get up to 100, then you can be on daily playlists. So now I'm on daily
Oh
playlists.
really?
I'm all coming up to 400 followers on Independent Artists Unite. So that's exciting. I don't know what it means, but
That's cool. Yeah.
yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's fun just to discover new bands, you know. It's I can't how do we discover each other? I don't even know.
So it was what
Hmm?
advertisers. What about you for Discover You?
It was what? It was because of me?
So how did I discover you? How your little thing? I found out.
Okay.
What
Of
was I
the of the
watching?
of the
I was
music or
watching. Is it Fuzzle? Fuzz? What are they
oh
called?
Fuzzle, yeah, Fuzzle. Yeah.
Those two guys. Yeah,
I
they're
love them.
cool.
I love them.
Yeah.
They are so yeah, they're really good. Yeah, another
Yeah,
two-man operation like you guys. Yeah. That'd be a good
yeah,
double
yeah, they're
bill.
cool.
Fuzzle and Popclaw.
Yeah.
Um, are you guys talking at all about getting a live version of Popclaw together?
Um, Not at the moment. I mean, I think we said yeah, it'd be nice to do it one day, but it's like we just said, kids, uh, outside, real life jobs we have. It's
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I think we'd have to get like a proper lineup, like a drummer and
Mm,
another either a guitarist or bass player, and then we'd have to rehearse and that as well. You can't just go out and just win it. So I think we're just gonna stay where we are at the moment, just
yeah.
for now until we.
And are you guys doing a video for Liar?
No, we that's probably a mistake we make. We never make any videos. I would like
Mm,
to, but I never know. Unless I watch like a lot of bands on Instagram that do videos and like they're all together, and it's like it's probably a bit easier. I can't
yeah.
ever come up with any ideas what to do. I know I watched some of your
As far
videos.
as
I
as
mean,
far as
I
I
think
can tell, you can do anything you want.
yeah, yeah,
It just helps, I think, to have a real. I mean, I was oh shit, I can't remember. I was watching some video from the 80s. It was one of the worst things I've ever seen. It was just like following a guy around the street, you know. That was it. It was just like a guy walking on the street and singing the song, and that was it. There was no story, there was no nothing. So it's just, I mean, with Instagram too, it's like a 90-second, reel you get anyway. So I just feel throw together something,
yeah. Maybe we should do more like that too. Because every time I think of a good idea, you think that must be like an original. No one else has done that, and then you find out someone else has already done it, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's any original
No,
happening in that too.
no, no. I mean, I always wish I could be like, Bowie, like how he was at the end. Like, he was so clever with his videos at the end. It was like,
Mm,
I wish I was that fucking smart.
yeah, yeah,
Not
yes,
not not predicting my death, but I mean,
yeah.
like
Maybe
you know what I mean.
maybe
It's
right
just
before death, it all comes together.
yeah, but you know what I mean. Like
Yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah.
quite
Oh no, he's amazing. He's amazing. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Um, so what's next for Popclaw?
Another single on its own, and then me and Dan are doing a little EP, um, which is about 4 tracks. It's about 8 minutes long. So basically, it's just getting my punkness out. So when next year comes around, we're actually doing longer songs, going
Oh,
slightly
really?
different
Okay, because
direction.
I did notice that Liar comes in under 3 minutes, well under 3 minutes. So you guys are keeping it.
Yeah, I mean, it's my fault. Because in COVID, when we were locked down in the UK, I was off work, so I had loads of time. So I just decided to set myself a challenge of not a challenge, but I picked my guitar up again for like the first time in 4 years. I just started demoing like a 30-second clip and then developed it, and that's how basically every song we've released so far has been that basically. So that's why most of
Well,
them are very quick because my son went to bed, so I had to sort of wiggle an idea out of my
right.
mind and try to get it done, you know. So
Well, I've actually heard a number of people now say that shorter songs do better on in the Spotify algorithm, actually.
yeah, I
Yeah,
yeah, I've read about that, like how
yeah,
people have got attention span of like 5 seconds or something. I mean,
yeah. Well, there's
so
that too. Yeah, yeah. But
yeah,
apparently the computer program has got an attention span like that too. I guess it takes it from us, you know.
but
Um,
sometimes I think like fuck that, you know, like why not? If you want to make a 5 minute song, so be it, you know. Or if you want, you know, if you want to be 1 minute, it's fine, isn't it? You can do whatever you like now. I think some people just get a bit
yeah,
too obsessed with the, you know,
yeah,
constraints and that. You
yeah. Actually, I did a collaborate. Have you heard Burnt Log at all? Burnt Log. There's a guy from
know? No.
Scotland, actually.
All right. Yeah.
Uh, and we did a collaboration, and I think it is 6 minutes long. That's the longest one that I've done so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets a little you know, has a
Yeah.
bunch of different whole breakdown section where it almost stops and then builds up again.
Oh,
Does
yeah.
that whole thing.
I mean, that's a good thing about a long song, though. You can do stuff like that, and it you can sort of add in strange parts or make it break, like you said, drop down and then come back up. It's
Yeah.
whereas sort of the 2 minute thing, you got to sort of just dash, bish, bash, bosh, done.
And will there ever be a Popclaw ballad coming down the pike? Look, something
Yeah,
for
I think
you to
so.
slow dance with your honey.
Yeah, Dan's got that in the bag. He's got loads of
Oh, he's got loads of those.
tunes that are like longer than 3 minutes. So we'll be that'll be next year. We're
You
doing
gotta
a lot of
work your way up to it.
4 or 5 minute songs. Yeah,
Um,
he's always said to me like my demos are too short. Like, we should make them longer. I'm like, no, that's the whole point of it. So you know, um,
so
we both
it's
are, and
not,
it's I think we are both. You know,
so when you're sitting down, they really are just coming out like that, or or like when you record them, or do you sometimes record them and they're 4 minutes long and you're like, no, I gotta chop that down.
um, no, some of them actually I've had to extend because they were literally like a minute and a half. I did have to extend them. Um, I mean, Liar's always been that length. I've ever made it shorter or longer. That's always been that sort of time frame. But some other ones we've done, yeah, I've had to make a bit longer normally. Not never cutting much out. I'm always adding more. So,
And all when you're sitting down to write a song, is it usually you and the guitar coming up with the riff first, like it was that way with
yeah,
Liar, right?
yeah, yeah. Normally it's just sit down with a well, not, used to be an acoustic guitar, but now it is electric. I plug into my little sound card and then just sort of get a drum beat up, do it to the click, and then just sort of go from there really, and then build
Yeah.
it up, do bass, and then add more
Well,
guitars, and then
right from the start, you're hearing like the distorted guitar, and you're in that mode. Like
yeah, I mean,
you're not sitting down with a electric guitar with no amp and like strumming and coming up with stuff.
no, I mean, well, I know Lyre was acoustic because I was in my like, halls then at uni.
Oh, really?
I just
Cool.
I just come back. I just saw I don't have anything to do with it. I saw Stiff Little Fingers,
Okay.
then came back from that, sat down, and then just yeah, just sat down and then came up with that. Wasn't probably immediately, but yeah,
Yeah.
And then eventually I did get the idea for this, like distorted guitar, and then yeah, well, I don't really I don't try and think about stuff. So I think that's the best way, not to try and think too hard about what you're creating, because otherwise it's just what I do. I never create anything when I do that. And I think I'm gonna do this,
Yeah.
sort of
And
try and.
when you're recording the guitar sound, are you going directly into the computer, like through some plugins and stuff? Or are you recording in an amp?
No, as I said with kids, I can't. I
Yeah.
haven't got an amp anymore. So yeah, straight into the computer, and I just fiddle about with trebles and bass and that, and try and.
Man, it really sounds like a live. I mean, of course it's a live guitar, but I mean, it sounds like a mic'd amp. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah, I do try my best to try and well, especially the drums. I do try and make them sound as real as
Yeah.
possible. Um, and I do try and make it sound real. I know it's not real, but you know what I mean, the effects and that. But I do try to, because we made that sort of music. That's what most people would expect. If we're making like more electronic, obviously you can be a bit more fancy in it. But I try and keep it real as sounding as possible. So.
Yeah. And how often do you guys like? How are you spacing out the singles? How often are you doing a single? It's been a while since the last one,
Uh,
right? Or you
yeah, we
did it.
did. I think we
Yeah,
spoke. Yeah, we did one. We did a Christmas one in between the time we spoke to you.
that's right. Yeah.
Um, Released one January
Okay.
time, and we've gone to Liar. They're normally every few months. We try and spread them about.
Okay.
Um, because my idea was to Dan when we first like started messaging. He said, "Oh, do you want to do an album or an EP?" And I said, "No, I think it's better just to release songs as we go
Mm,
and sort of build up sort of the back catalogue, and if we want to go back to revisit, we can always go back and go, well, that's a good track. We want to make an EP or an album, we can do that. Go through the
yeah.
good ones, and that's the way it's worked so far. So we are doing an EP at the end of the year, but I wouldn't count as an EP. It's 8 minutes long, so I wouldn't really call that a proper EP. But yeah, so, so
One man's song is another man's EP.
well, I had this idea with him. I said, why don't we do like because he loves like all that like Meatloaf, all that epic sort of musical theatre stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, why don't we do like a 8 minute, fit 4 songs into like 8 minutes? And he was like, no, we'll just do them as a separately, because I had this like grand idea we were gonna, do something epic, but in the end we just went with the Ramones rip-off. So.
Oh man. Well, I'm I look forward to what you guys do next. I am like really entertained by you guys and what you're doing. And
Thanks,
and
man.
I'm also entertained by this, like the legend is growing of never meeting each other, so I'm curious as how that's going to develop over time. And now we can't even get you on the same Zoom call, so
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, he's works to the bone at the moment. So yeah, he did want to come on the chat. He did. He was like, yeah. I said maybe another time.
yeah.
Maybe when
Yeah.
we meet up, maybe we could do that. To do it
Yeah,
then.
right, yeah. Yo, well, capture it on video because I want to see that on video too. We can throw it as a clip in the show. But well, tell Dan I said hi next time you see him.
Okay.
And yeah, and everybody check out Liar. It's on the Independent Artists Unite playlist, and follow Popclaw. See you soon, man.
Cheers. Yes, man.